So this is like the really crazy thing. There's two answers to this. The speed of light is a constant that comes into mathematical equations used to calculate essentially the size of atoms. So the only thing that's changing is the speed of light, and we're assuming that everything else is working the way that it normally would, then things are going to scale up in size. Basically, atoms are going to get bigger and particles are going to interact with each other over longer distances. And this is going to happen for every atom everywhere in the whole universe. Which means if the speed of light were 10 times faster, we would all get 10 times bigger and it would appear as if nothing changed. In fact, if you wibble around with C like this and you don't change anything else, basically that's how it's always going to be. It's going to look like no change whatsoever. It's going to look like our universe. But if you want to keep certain things constant, then you have to fool around with other variables. Like you could make electric fields stronger and magnetic fields weaker, and then you might be able to conserve our size. And if you do that, you end up having a whole bunch of other problems. Like, for example, the Earth's magnetic field would just not exist, which means there would be no protection from solar rays, which means we would probably all die. Also, since the atoms haven't actually changed in size, but the way that they interact with each other has changed, there would be a lot of weird properties. Like, for example, at 100 times the current speed of light, liquid mercury would no longer be liquid, gold would never be golden. In fact, all colors would be screwed up. We probably wouldn't be able to see anything like we normally would. If we could see at all, we would be seeing in entire other parts of the spectrum. Also, famous equation, E equals mc squared. If it's 10 times the speed of light, then we're looking at 100 times the mass-energy conversion, which means that all energy conversion would become much, much, much more powerful. If the gravitational constant doesn't change, then we're going to see gravity get a lot stronger. Again, probably eliminating the chance for life. But all of these are kind of assumptions because, the question is, what do you want to change and what don't you want to change? There are a lot of mathematical constants in our physical laws that we can fool around with. I chose to change the way that electromagnetism works in order to conserve basically the size of everything. But you could fool around with every constant to essentially make a universe that looks like whatever you want it to look like. I mean, that's the problem with these what-if physics questions. Changing anything changes everything. And if you make some exceptions, if you break some laws to make things make more sense, then you're just kind of writing whatever universe you want. But the major point is the speed of light is the way it is because it allows our physical laws to work. You're not going to get a universe where suddenly the speed of light is quicker, but everything else remains the same.